Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence. Global Sky Limited is making it possible for all to feel safe and secured. Security should never be for the rich alone. Global Sky has over 300 products ranging from CCTV cameras, access control, fire alarm systems, security lighting systems, intercom systems that ensure utmost security for you and your loved ones. For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.
Thank you for joining me this evening. A very good evening to you. I'm Kessewaa. Do follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Let's take a look at some of the top stories making headlines this evening. Will isolate your children during exams if you come for them. GES to parents. And also, Appeal Court Judge Justice Paul Jasenyo is dead. Minority kicks against security and intelligence bill under certificate of agency. And from the international front, policewoman kills husband in Kenya. We'll bring you more details right here with me, Kessewaa, on MHTV. We'll take a quick turn. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now let's begin with the stories. Information reaching MATV is that Justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice Paul Jasenyo, has died after complaining of ill health on Tuesday at work. The development comes in the wake of rumors that some judges have tested positive for COVID-19 and are currently in mandatory isolation. The experienced judge who reported for work, according to source at the Judicial Service, complained of ill health and went home, but he died shortly after he left the office to the house. The development comes in the wake of rumors that some judges have tested positive for COVID-19 and are currently in mandatory isolation. Let's continue with the stories. The Ghana Education Service has served notice to the SHS students whose parents have picked them from campuses over COVID-19 fear that they'll be isolated during exams. According to the chairman of the Ghana Education Service Council, Michael Insowa, the intention of the planned action is to ensure that the students coming from their various houses do not put their colleagues who stayed on campuses at risk.
The comments came after scores of parents trooped to several schools to pick up their wards after reports of coronavirus outbreak in some schools in the country. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Sowa said the juniors had its hands on the situation and students who stay on campus will be protected against the virus. He stressed cases of COVID-19 in the secondary schools are not widespread. So far, from all the schools that I've visited, there is no case of COVID-19 so far. I hope it does not spread, but we have 700 schools. That doesn't mean every school must be shut down. As we speak, I'm in the northern region to inspect all that logistics, and that students were supposed to receive have been provided. Some senior high schools, including the Accra girls, have confirmed cases of the virus, with a teacher and a spouse being affected too.
Information reaching my news Ghana indicates that 4 regions in the country could be under partial lockdown anytime soon in order to contain the high spread of COVID-19 in the country. Regions including Greater Accra region, Kumasi, Ashanti region, Central and Western region.
The total number of COVID-19 cases in the country now stands at almost 22,000, with Greater Accra leading the way with more than 50% of total infections across the country. According to our source at the presidency, the Greater Accra, Ashanti, Central and Western regions are expected to be put under partial lockdown anytime soon.
Sheikh Anas Ibrahim Bakar, the Imam of the Hadith Dural Institute of Islamic Studies, Kumasi, had advised Muslims to stay away from practices that could expose them to COVID-19. He added that Muslims are already warned in the Quran to prevent things of causing harm to themselves.
Sheikh Ibrahim Bakar gave the advice at the press briefing by the Minister of Information, Mr. Kwejo Nkrumah in Accra on Tuesday with regards to non-compliance with COVID-19 safety protocols in Muslim communities. He said COVID-19 was true and the earlier people, especially Muslims, accepted the reality and practiced the safety protocols, the better for all. According to Sheikh Ibrahim Bakar, the Holy Prophet Muhammad in his teachings taught Muslims how to practice social distancing and self-isolation, adding that the Prophet practiced self-isolation as he stated in Hadith Bakari that a sick person should not be placed together with a healthy one. Sheikh Ibrahim Bakar said it was evident that the Zongo community should be the least to be affected with COVID-19 if they had observed the precautionary measures outlined by Prophet 1,440 years ago. He said there was numerous lessons to be learned when Prophet Muhammad heard the news of a pandemic during his travel from Medina to the city of Awas to better handle the current COVID-19 pandemic.
The minority in parliament has kicked against attempt by government to push security and intelligence bill withdrawn and relayed today under executive of agency. The bill, which is seeking to, among other things, establish regional and district national security offices across the country, was laid weeks ago.
An attempt by the majority leader, Osei Mensah Bonsu, to withdraw the bill today on behalf of the National Security Minister, Albert Kendapa, met resistance from Minority Whip Mutaka Mubarak. The Asawase MP demanded the presence of the sector minister, First Deputy Speaker Joseph Osei-Wusu, who was presiding, after the exchange granted the leave for withdrawal and relaying of the documents. After the bill was relayed, the minority leader then pleaded for the bill to be taken through a certificate of urgency, given the unusual time the nation found itself in. Minority leader Haruna Ijuso, however, opposed the move, arguing the bill must be made available for public scrutiny and input on account that could be abused by government.
The Association of Okada Drivers has sent its decade-old petition to Parliament to regularize the use of motorbike for commercial passenger purposes has still not been given attention. A high-ranking member of the group, Mr. Michael Uswansa, has said that they are yet to get a response to the petition they forwarded to Parliament in 2010.
Section 128, subsection 1 of the Road Traffic Regulations 2012 Legislative Instrument 2180, which was passed in 2012, states the licensing authority shall not register a motorcycle to carry a fare-paying passenger. Despite the law, the motorbike passenger service, Okada, has become a widely patronized means of transport for people in the cities as well as hard-to-get parts of the country. The Okada issue and its regulation concerns sparked a debate in Parliament in March 2019. In a statement on the floor of House at the time, Minority Chief Whip Mohammed Mutaka Mubarak charged the government to legalize the Okada business. The Sawasi MP acknowledged the social downsides of the Okada business but urged that the benefits outweigh the negatives. In his view, therefore, the law must be amended to allow the use of motorbike for commercial purposes. Such regulation, he said, must also touch on proper type of motorcycle that can be granted a franchise, a minimum cubic centimeter, capacity of motor, travel speed of motorcycle taxis, franchise route, seat and helmet requirements, and training requirements of motorcycle riders looking to register as a public utility vehicle driver. Once this is done, Mr. Mutaka said jobs will be created and protected in that sector, while at the same time solving some of the concerns associated with Okada operation and public transport.
Police in Kumasi have arrested one person in connection with one of two armed robbery attacks in which 3 lives were lost last week. The suspect is believed to be among a gang that robbed and killed a church caretaker at Bantama Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Earlier, the pregnant wife and daughter of a pastor were stabbed to death in an attack at their residence at Impatia News site on June 20, 2020. Command officials say the two incidents are receiving urgent attention. Regional Police Deputy Commander DCOP David Ajim, who described the attacks as one-off incidents, assured residents of adequate security. DCOP Ajim, however, says there are issues to be addressed on the building, though he will give no details. Pending resolution of the challenges, he wants the public to assist police with information on the culprits in the Empatia and Bantama attacks.
A 17-year-old boy has been stabbed to death over a girl. The deceased Benjamin Ewusa was stabbed in the chest near the right breast by a gang of 7 Okada riders. The incident occurred at Akuapem Adolso and at the Akuapem North District of the Eastern Region.
Brother to the deceased, Yao Ewusa, told the Adolso police that he stepped out from the house with his junior brother in the evening to buy food in Adolso Township. However, on reaching a section of the road, a motor rider identified as Eddie, accompanied by about 7 motorbike riders, rushed and crossed them with their motorbikes and accosted his brother over a girl. He said during the scuffle, the suspect Eddie pulled a knife and stabbed his brother on the chest and sped off with his accomplices on their motorbikes. He said his brother, who was bleeding, was rushed to the Eastern Regional Hospital in Koforidua, but was pronounced dead on arrival. The body has been deposited at the mortuary for preservation and autopsy. The acting public relations officer of the Eastern Regional Police Command, Francis Kumadu, told MH News that police has launched a manhunt for the main suspect and his accomplices now at large. This is the 3rd time within 2 months such an incident has happened in the Eastern region.
An Accra Circuit Court has sentenced Pascal Isaac Agyeiwaa to 3 years imprisonment for stealing 56,600 Ghana cedis from his employer's bank account. Agyeiwaa, who pleaded guilty to stealing the money, was exposed by the closed circuit television camera at the bank, where he withdrew the money from his fiscally challenged employer.
The court also considered the fact that Agyeiwaa is young and first-time offender, and also the fact that the police retrieved a Kia Picanto with registration number GT364416 from the convict. The court presided over by Mrs. Eleanor Faye Aye also ordered Agyeiwaa to refund the money. Police Inspector Maso Ayim told the court that Agyeiwaa was the driver to Mr. Richard Maximilian Akwe, a diplomat and a complainant. He said Agyeiwaa lives with Mr. Akwe, who now uses a wheelchair at Sprinters in the Greater Accra region. Prosecution said Mr. Akwe from time to time visits his bank with Agyeiwaa, his driver, to transact business. Inspector Ayim also unknown to the diplomat, Agyeiwaa had memorized his PIN code and managed to steal his automated tellers machine ATM card whenever he was asleep to withdraw cash totaling 56,600 Ghana cedis within 2 months. He said the complainant discovered the act when he was informed by his bank and that he could not withdraw a certain amount, so he became alarmed and reported the matter to the police, which led to Agyeiwaa's arrest. He said during the investigation, Agyeiwaa earlier denied the offense, but police discovered his involvement when they went through the bank's CCTV camera footage for that period.
International news, it's up next after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
I didn't know woman is car.
Me kwa bona mi si oyila se mi fi se lances mi kwa na eja na me yere mi fi se kwa ba mi
lances here ejuma.
In fact, the scanner me no we jure pa because me bisa no say I didn't know mama iska. My ejuma bi mama answer mama iska o say there me bisa no say I didn't know mama iska. O say o pa mi cho. Ante me bisa no say o pa mi cho. Te me ni bi anti na o de o mama iska.
Welcome back from the commercial break. Now let's begin with our international stories for this evening. Nigerian Senate has passed a high-profile sexual harassment bill focused on preventing the sexual harassment of students in university education. The proposed legislation follows a BBC investigation last year that uncovered alleged sexual harassment lecturers in Nigeria.
Sending a clear message to offenders, under the proposed legislation, teachers staff found guilty of having a sexual relationship with their students could be sentenced up to 14 years. It will be illegal for lecturers to make sexual advances towards students. The bill will now be sent to the House of Representatives. If passed, then it will be sent to President Buhari for final approval. The anti-sexual harassment bill was originally introduced in 2016 but was not passed by both houses of parliament. It was reintroduced following the BBC African Eye documentary, which promoted outrage over harassment in Nigeria and Ghana and led to the suspension of 4 lecturers featured in the film. The suspended lecturers denied the allegation. The last month has seen protests across Nigeria calling for justice for victims of gender-based violence.
A policewoman in Kenya, APC Maureen, has allegedly shot her husband twice in the head with an AK-47 gun for not picking up her calls and also giving her house help money without first asking her.
The policeman identified as APC Maureen is currently on the run shortly after shooting her husband to death with gun. The incident is said to have happened at Dago area in Nyalenda, Kessewaa in Kenya. A police report confirmed that the policewoman's husband is also a clinical officer at Milamani Hospital in Kisumu, sustained injuries on the right side of the head just above the ear. In the police report, it came out that she stood at the door while armed with an AK-47 rifle. She told him she's going to shoot him and herself and then cocked the gun, shot at him twice, injuring him on the right side of the head, just above the ear. She then disappeared to an unknown place after returning the firearm to a colleague, APC Nancy, at the office.
We'll bring you the best of entertainment news after this commercial break with Akosomo. Please stay tuned. I bring you news from the entertainment world. My name is Akosomo. Do follow us on our various social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram, MHTV on YouTube and Twitter, Mabling House Limited. Subscribe to our channels, leave a comment and like our pages. Now to our very first story. The family of the late actress Beatrice Chinwe, popularly called Miliki Miku, will hold her burial service on Saturday, July 11, 2020. The event will take place at the Chinwe family house located at North Kaneshi near the big traffic lights in Accra. The family says because of the coronavirus, the memorial and Thanksgiving service will be held on the same day.
According to the brother of the actress, Robert Chinwe, the 53-year-old died of complication from high blood pressure. Having started acting on stage in 1993, she starred in David Donto's Kosi Kosi. She shot to fame and gained her name Miliki Miku from popular TV sitcom Agyeiwaa. She went to feature in other movies including Jamestown Fisherman and Jolo.
Ghanaian actor Richard Asante, known in entertainment circles as Calibos, has bemoaned the effect of the coronavirus on his career. He added that he has shot a few movies this year, but the outbreak and the deadly coronavirus has buried his hopes of having a productive year. Sadly, Calibos stated that his other promotional deals have also been affected.
Calibos stated that his experience has compelled him to fast and pray to God for him to miraculously take the virus away. I have fasted and prayed 3 times, telling God to take this virus away because I am hugely affected. This is when I depended on for survival, Calibos revealed. Many Ghanaian celebrities have lamented the effects of coronavirus following its outbreak.
There has been reports that actress Bibi Bright's marriage is now shaky after she found out her husband is allegedly cheating. Other reports mention that the actress is considering divorce since she has been hurt by her husband. However, she has posted on her Instagram handle that she is starting a new life.
The main news outlet which broke the news, Graphic Showbiz, mentioned that they contacted Bibi Bright on the issue but she refused to comment. In the latest Instagram post by Bibi Bright, she wrote that she's ready to make some new changes in her life. Could this mean that she's on the verge of filing for a divorce like being speculated? We are saying this because going into a first failed marriage because her ex-husband cheated, and filing for a divorce with her current husband is a big decision any woman can take, considering the insults and trolls on the internet. A further survey on her Instagram page shows that she has deleted all photos of her husband.
That has been all for the entertainment news. My name is Akosomo. Do stay tuned for more. This is how we wrap up on MH Evening News with me, Kessewaa and Akosomo. Before we go, let's take a look at the recap of the headlines. Will isolate your children during exams if you come for them. GES to parents. Also, Justice Paul Jasenyo has passed on. Minority case against Security and Intelligence Bill under Certificate of Agency. My name is Kessewaa. Agyeiwaa and Sir Charles are up next with Dakar News. Please stay tuned.
Are you worried about your security? Are you able to access and protect your property and the people you care about? With an increased height in robbery and kidnapping, you should not compromise on your security. Global Sky Limited, your total security solution, is here to help you secure your office and residence.
Right, my name is Nesta Lenas. I'm the general manager of the company Global Sky Security Limited. Global Sky Security Limited, we are an international security company which we specialize in providing security services to various individuals or corporate organizations. When we talk of security systems, namely CCTV, access control device, electrical fence, tracking device, and security man guard officers as well.
The control room is designed in such a way that we have radios, a VCR radio there, which monitors our vehicles when they go out for day and night patrols, just to receive first-hand information from supervisors and the team who go out for that patrol.
With the ICT part of the services that we're going to talk about, the CCTV security systems, the access control systems, tracking device systems, biometric door lock systems, and many more. So when we talk about the ICT part, that is the ICT part of the company. We specialize in what I've mentioned earlier. And when you talk about the physical aspect, that has to do with the professional man guard security services. These are professional guards we recruit. We do background check on them. We do profiling on them. We actually train them on two things: theory part and the physical part. Theory part for them to know how to work with people, human relations, and also when it comes to the physical part, how to defend them. To defend themselves in terms of a robbery or an attack. So, long story short, basically those are the two things that the company provides.
For more information, call 0302 522 503 or 0264 363 125. You can also visit www.globalskyafrica.com. Global Sky, someone is always watching.